Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Scaling Ethereum 2024 ETHSign workshop, Make Attestations Great Again, Sign Protocol Use Cases. Joining us today are Jack, Emmanuel, and Jordan, who will be taking us through the session. And with that, I'll pass it over to Jordan to get the session started.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you
perfect.
very much, Rory. I'm going to go ahead and
Yeah,
let Jack start off with the introductions here.
yeah. I'm Jack. Jordan King. We're a Sign Protocol. Jordan, can you go to the next slide, please?
Yep.
Yeah. So here's a brief intro of the three of us. We have Emmanuel, who's our content visionary. Jordan, who's our prototype master, and me. I'm the overworked developer here. So for Sign Protocol, what we aim to do, if we can go to the next slide, please. We're an omni-chain attestation protocol, and our goal is to enable users to freely attest and verify any information on chain. And currently, in parallel with ETH Global, we're running something called SinX program. Every week we have a theme. Um, every week you have case studies, we have a theme, and you're able to build something that's specific to that track. So I'll let Emmanuel take over to talk about some of the more interesting stuff because he's way better at this than I am.
You're all too kind, Jack. Hi everyone, Emmanuel here. Thanks for making it to this session. I'll talk a bit about the SinX program, and then I'll hand over to Jordan to showcase some of the cool things we've been building in the attestation space for Client Protocol. So SinX program is a 6-week program we put together to bring builders, into the attestation space and build into the Sign Protocol. Essentially, we want to see what builders can do once they have the tools and support they need to build very interesting applications in the attestation ecosystem. So we currently provide a few tracks for builders to work in. We currently provide the e-signature certification for MPC-TLS. We also provide tracks for KYC and identity. And some AI tracks, we actually have a track dedicated to AI. So the big idea is whatever builders want to build, we are providing the platform for them to really, challenge themselves. And we also provide like good rewards as part of it. We're currently we currently have about 22 days left for competition. So it's not too late for people to sign up and, start building. We're gonna have we have active weekly office hour sessions where we touch base with the builders, give them the support they need, answer all of their burning questions. And also during the week, we run a series of community sessions called SinX Radio, where we create time for the builders and the mentors to really give them the advice and the guidance they really need to really ship the next great application that leverages Sign Protocol and attestations in general. We brought a world-class selection of industry contributors and builders. Many names to go off. I'm not going to start going through the entire list, but because if I do, I will not end. But they're all great contributors who have been kind enough to provide their time as mentors. So for starters, if you do want to get involved in the SinX program, I'm going to share some links in the chat very soon. But the TLDR is that SinX is a 6-week builder program dedicated to builders who want to explore the attestation space using Sign Protocol. And yeah, with that, I would pass it over to Jordan. And yeah, we get to see some really cool demos.
Actually, before we
sessions.
pass it over to Jordan, Emmanuel, could you briefly explain the structures of how we operate in terms of the protocol?
Yeah. So fundamentally, Sign Protocol is an omni-chain protocol, omni-chain attestation protocol. What does this mean? It means that you're not limited by the blockchain ecosystem you're in, be it in Ethereum, be it in Base, be it in Zeta Chain, be it in Solana, Starknet. Pretty much we can deploy Sign Protocol into any ecosystem. One of the things we actually take pride in our design is a focus on the key infrastructure components, such as our attestation repositories, our schema registries, and also our big focus on schemas. Schemas are the heart of the ecosystem, of the attestation ecosystem. They're the blueprint through which we are able to verify pretty much anything and everything on chain. And so we take a very great deal of interest in truly perfecting how we design that aspect of our protocol. Additionally, we built our protocol to not just limit users to the blockchain. We actually offer solutions that allow people to issue attestations in a truly gasless fashion. What am I talking about? For example, we have a very great integration with the RV ecosystem that allows a lot of ecosystems to really just benefit from one permanent storage layer. And through that, it costs pretty much nothing to issue attestations. This is how we onboard the next 1 billion users. This is how we truly make not just UX but DX just perfect for all the builders out there who really want to leverage attestations. Um, moving forward from there, we also spend a good amount of time working on case studies because we understand that attestations are still very new to a lot of people in the industry, and we want to do our best to give people some guidance as to what they could build. So we actually do take pride and interest in coming out with a lot of different case studies that leverage a lot of applications and services that we know and love in our industry, from base name service to think of all the applications out there: the base name service, Next ID, and even some other, and even our own homegrown products such as ETHSign, the e-signature platform. So if you check out our documentation, we provide a good amount of case studies for you to go off on. Especially as a builder who's like, you're like, what the hell are forgive my French. What are attestations? Where do I get started? Well, we've put some case studies out there for you to like really get comfortable. And much like Jack hinted initially, we do have these sessions where we talk more about these case studies, and we dive in a bit deeper. Lastly, our documentation. We take our documentation very seriously. We take our SDK very seriously because we know what it's like to build in an ecosystem where you have everything you need, and we know what it's like to build when you don't have everything you need. So we would rather go for the former, give you everything you need. And by that, we have provided you with very well comprehensive SDKs, i.e. we have a dedicated NPM package set up for you. We have dedicated API specs laid out for you. And even for the things which what's the name we may not have covered for, we're just like a DM away. Just DM us and we'll have it for you in a few hours. Currently a lot of our spec is in it's in JavaScript, TypeScript. So for those out there who are looking to build in Python and other languages, we will add support soon. But guess what? This is what hackathon's all about. This is your opportunity to also just really push our infrastructure forward. Fundamentally, Sign Protocol is an open source project, and so we do this the open source way through the community, through the developers. So we look forward to that. And maybe I've missed something in our entire. There's so much to Sign Protocol. Also we put out a lot of good articles that really give our developers and our our stakeholders out and our users out there a good high level understanding of what we're really trying to build here, the problems we're trying to solve, how we stand apart from like all the other alternatives out there. So definitely recommend checking out our Medium. I'll drop the links in the chat. But Jack, if I've missed anything, please do let me know. I'm really trying to respect the time here. We have 30 minutes.
Thank you, Emmanuel. That was a great overview of everything that we offer. So now I think it's finally time to hand it over to Jordan to kind of show off one of the an internal but now public prototype that we built. One of the pretty cool use cases of how you can build on Sign Protocol.
Yeah, so thanks, Jack. So in this case, I am going to be going over an example that we built around Discord bots. So in this case, the overall, overview of this project it's just a way for people to allow access into a Discord channel, just like typical gated bots on many different channels for spam control. But in this case, instead of using some other sort of verification method, what we're looking for is a specific attestation this person made. So for example, maybe you're looking for 500 Twitter followers on somebody's account. You can then go through, have somebody make some sort of attestations around that. And then now once those attestations are made, you can then use those attestations using our backend indexing service to actually check for this attestation status. So what I'll go ahead and do here is I think that somebody, Jack or Emmanuel, will send out this link, but we actually have a test for you guys as part of the demo to utilize this bot and actually see how it works. So with that said, I am going to switch screens here and jump over to this page where we have Discord. And what I kind of want to walk you through is just the process of, in this case, setting up the Discord bot and actually walking through the steps of how this attestation checking may work. So for my case, what I'm going to do is just generate a role. This is nothing fancy. This is just going to tell the Discord server here what the bot should be setting on users once they're verified. So this is just a preset of a few different permissions that are now going to be allowed for these users. Now, with that said, the next thing is going to be to actually register this server in our Discord bots backend. So this right now is still slightly separate from the sign protocol portion. However, this does integrate sign protocol into this Discord's presets, this Discord bots preset. In this case, we are running this on the test net, so I'm going to set that to true. The signatures parameter here is just something that we have for also checking for ETHSign signatures there. But now that we get into the sign protocol portion, the first thing here is that we're looking for these attestations made on-chain. So we have the option to support off-chain and on-chain attestations, but I'm specifically going to be looking for on-chain attestations. And the last one here is probably the most important part. This ID that we are looking for is going to be the specific schema ID of these attestations that you're looking for. So what we focus on here is you have some sort of a schema that you're basing your attestations on, and we are going to use that ID when we are actually searching for available attestations for checking for users verified, the verified permission, whatever it is that you may be actually checking. I mentioned the Twitter followers, but in this case, I just have a very simple thing for you all to use. And that is going to be focused around just simply making a simple attestation on a website that doesn't actually have any additional checks. So in this case, I just pasted in that ID. I see Emmanuel just put out the attestation generation link. The other optional parameter that we have set here is focused around an actual just attester. So if you wanted to validate that any attestations made are coming through your specific attester, which may be some sort of a delegated address, just to check for additional verification purposes. That's another option that you have as far as the way this bot works. So that may be something that you all would like to explore. The way things currently are set up in this bot, I'm going to leave this alone. I'm not going to actually set an attester. And what that essentially means is that anybody can make an attestation and it will be valid as far as the server is concerned. So what that means is there will be less, in this case, less security. There's less check as far as somebody coming into the server, and they could easily create an attestation since it's an open protocol and still get into the server. But if you want an additional layer of security with more verification, you could specifically say, I'm only looking for attestations coming from a specific attester, which you have used as a delegate for making these attestations toward a schema. So now that that's done, so Emmanuel sent out a link. That link will take you here. The next step is to join the Discord server and also create this attestation here. I see that it says you're saying it might be an unpredictable gas limit. Try refreshing the page just in case, but make sure that you are currently on the base Sepolia network. So if I refresh the page, I think in my case, I'm already on the correct network. But if I change this over to, I'll just do mainnet or something, you should see a pop-up like this that'll ask you to switch networks. So once you're on this network, you can just create an attestation. It'll just pop up, in this case, MetaMask is what we have, confirm that, and then give it just a moment. And once that is complete, we should be able to go back into Discord and we can actually verify ourselves. So the final command for verification in this case is to just run verify. What that will do is it will send you a direct message link to another one of our websites, which we're using for verification on the Sign Global network. And in this case, just verifying my attestation. So what I will do is I will connect my wallet, once again, going to MetaMask, and I will verify myself. So once you verify, all we are doing is checking for your connected wallet address. We'll have you sign a message to validate your account. Once that's done, it's going to send a request off to our indexing service. That indexing service is going to use the ID for the schema that we passed in, and it's also going to look at your specific address. So in this case, right here, for me. And once that's done, it's going to query, it's going to look for an attestation that's been made. And in my case, it found it. So now what I can do is go back into Discord. It says verification successful. And if I come back in here, click on myself, you should see that I now have this verified role in my account. So essentially what's happening here is we register a schema. We then provide a way for users to create attestations. Whatever that verification may require is completely flexible and up to you as the developer. But once you do that, you create some attestations, and then our indexing service provides several different methods for querying and looking up attestation data, verification. Like there's different ways you can do verification. But all that said and done, once you query, we found the attestation we were looking for, and then now we can perform some additional action on top of that, which in this case is verifying the user by adding a role to their Discord account. So that is the Discord attestation gated Discord bot that we set up as an example on top of Sign Protocol. But with that said, I think I can pass this back off to Jack, or if there are any other questions that are going around, we can discuss those as well.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thanks, Jordan.
And yeah, well, Emmanuel, so basically, I noticed I was typing in the chat and replying to some messages, and thank you for everyone who has already started to try us out. Emmanuel, would you please, or Jordan, can you please? Actually, I don't think Jordan has a link. So, Emmanuel will post a link to our Telegram builders chat in the Zoom chat below. So
Yes.
if you run into any issues, or you have any ideas you want to discuss, you want to team up with other people to compete in the SinX program, you can basically head to the builders chat, and that's we have multiple channels for different topics. And if you have any questions right now, feel free to ask them. And we'll do our best to answer them.
Yeah, thanks for that, Jack. I've shared the link up top. I'm going to share it one more time, just so we get everyone in there. It's exciting to see everyone join this call and just get excited to build on-sign protocol in the sign track of ETH Global, of ETH Global's going through hackathon, and the SinX program. So yeah, check out the link. It's a Telegram channel. Once you're in, we'll get you sorted into the right channels and get you updated in no time. But yeah, we have a few minutes on our hand. If you have any questions, I'm not sure how the mic control works, but feel free to ask them, or you can drop them in the chat. We're actively looking at the chat right now.
One more thing that might be useful to go over just for a couple of minutes here relates to our docs. So in our case, the easiest way for you to find documentation for sign.global or sign protocol would be at docs.sign.global. We have that at the very beginning here for our presentation, but what this means for you, if you jump down into the developer APIs, aside from looking at different use cases, so we have, for instance, the Discord bot listed here, but if you jump down into developer APIs, you can find reference toward different, like our indexing service, for instance, to allow you to query for schemas, query for attestations, and there are other ways you can handle this stuff. So just wanted to point that out real quick. Just a quick link for you guys, docs.sign.global. Scroll down a bit on the left side, and then you can find our developer API reference.
And yeah, if people have questions, definitely feel free to take yourself off mute and ask. You don't necessarily have to type in the chat either.
Yeah, and also for folks who are looking to get like a good high level understanding of just sign protocol and what we're building with it, totally recommend checking out our Medium page. You can use the search bar to search for keyword attestations or schema, and you're gonna find all our articles on there. They help. I'll say they'll help you build a good mental model as well, with regards to how to really imagine, figure out how you're building your solution. So tend to recommend checking out the Medium as well. And much like Jordan pointed out, our docs as well. And if there's anything that seems unclear, the Telegram chat is right there for you, and this chat right here is right here for you now. Yeah, thanks everyone.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, if anybody has any questions, so please feel free to ask. We've got a question here from Bran.
So Brad, I just want to make sure I understand your question. Um, like two people on chain agreements with certain conditions can make it. Make it it's, if you could just rewrite that for us, would really appreciate it. Not sure what your question meant exactly. Also, just for anyone who might, I'm glad a lot of us, a lot of folks out there are familiar with the ETHSign platform, but also want to express the separation between, or the difference between like ETHSign, the e-signature, or the e-signature platform, and Sign Protocol, the attestation protocol. Sign Protocol is brand new, and so um, they do just about the same scope of solution. They offer the same scope of solutions, but in a vastly different way. So just for folks who know our ETHSign platform better than Sign Protocol, that's go ahead stuff like that.
Okay, are there any other questions?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Jack.
If not, and I'm assuming, yeah, I guess Jordan, Emmanuel, Jack, y'all basically good, nothing else to share, present, just questions, right?
Yeah. For the most part, we're
Okay,
curious
okay.
to hear what the builders have for us.
Okay, awesome.
Other than
Yeah, well, I mean,
that,
if the,
I
oh,
oh yeah, maybe as a last something. So in parallel with our sign tracks and ETH Global's Scaling Ethereum hackathon, we're also running the SinX program, and it's a 6 week builder hackathon. You can do these hand in hand. But essentially, if you wanted to get access to more opportunities, more rewards, more guidance, definitely recommend sign up for the SinX program. By participating in ETH Global, you're kind of like automatically a part of it, but we would just like you to register so we can actively track the help you need and give you the assistance you require. I'm gonna share the link in there. But you can sign up today. And start to sign up. Yeah.
awesome. Cheers. Thanks for that.
One last thing. For our builders out there, um, one more thing. For our builders out there who are building in the super kit and particularly on base, we also are equipped to really get you fueled up to build. And by that we mean we have supported ETH to distribute should you ever need it. So you should never have to hustle for testnet ETH. We've got you covered. And more support for other ecosystems as the days progress. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, if there are no other questions, thank you all for attending, and thanks again, Emmanuel, Jack, and Jordan for the great workshop and presentation. And like they said, please join their Discord, the Telegram. Then if you haven't done so already, connect your hacker dashboard to Discord so you can access their partner Discord channel and our server as well. But yeah, really looking forward to seeing how everybody integrates Sign Protocol into their projects. So thanks again, everybody, and thank you all again for presenting.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone. Thank you for having us.
See you.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you in the